Hey everybody, Sarah here with a quick overview of completion rules. Completion rules are a great source of trackability, especially if you're using any of the modern classrooms approaches. One of the things that you need to do is to keep track of where kids are. This will help with that, and I'll show you how. It also makes kids go in a certain order if you want them to, and it also expects that kids will demonstrate a certain level of mastery on an assignment or anything else before they can move on. So if you're wondering, like, how am I going to manage all of these kids doing different things at different times, and like that's how you do it. So let me just dive right in here. If you have your course set up in folders, this will help immensely because it goes by folder. And this is a PD class for beginning teachers. This is getting started with Schoology. And so I'm setting up the modules right now to deploy it later this week. And these are not expected in any particular order. So these don't have any order yet, but these up here do. And you'll see the must complete, whether the folder is open or closed. And let's just dive in. Within the top folder, if you down arrow here, you can click on student completion. You can also do this from within the folder itself. So I can either do it from here outside, or I can click right into the folder itself. The nice thing about clicking into folders is that you can see things like this that you would have missed if you stayed on the front page. So if you plan on adding information on pages or in the folder itself, I would definitely recommend that you do this, that you do completion rules, so they have to click into everything. So I'm going to go to options and student completion. And you don't see anything at first. I always click requirements must be completed in sequential order. You don't have to, but that's the point of me using it. And this first one, there's a drop-down menu here, and you can pick anything in here first. So even if it's not in quote order in your folder, you can make them do it in a certain order. It helps if you just put it in order, but it's not required. And the member must do something. And so some things only have one option like this, and that's view the item. I will say if there is a YouTube video, putting it inside a page, this is a page, is a really good idea because YouTube videos and our filter for YouTube sometimes don't get along very well. And so if the completion is viewing the page rather than viewing the YouTube video, they can go on to the next thing. The downside to this, of course, is they don't really have to watch the video to complete, but bear with me. There's a reason to do it either way, and they're both good for their own reasons. I have always just put YouTube videos in by themselves as links, and it was a little troublesome a couple of years ago. I haven't done it since then, so I'm hoping that maybe just our filter is less picky than it used to be. Also with YouTube, of course, make sure that you've enabled any video that you want them to watch. So I'm going to pick the performance task. That is, they have to submit an assignment here. And so I'll have more options here. View, make a submission, score at least. So if you have kids turning in assignments and you don't want them moving on until you have given them feedback, you can do the score at least here. But for now, I'm going to just do make a submission because this is self-paced and I don't want people held up by this. They're teachers and we're going to treat them as professionals, assuming they're going to do the right things for the right reasons. Separating assignments, view. Anything that's a page, it's only going to let you view. So these are pretty fast. And the next thing is, I believe, the assessment. You can tell from this puzzle piece, you can tell this is an assignment because it's got the pencil on the top. And if you are making a mastery learning, then you can do score at least. And this is a test that you can open up and retake more than once, and it's set so that you can see the right answers. That's up to you, but it is set up that way, just as a way to help people understand the process of learning is often achieved by getting it wrong first. The module summary is view only. And I'm going to click Save Changes. And then you're going to get another option up here once you've done that, and that is student progress. And I'll just warn you, my son is the only person in this class right now. I put him in a lot of classes, especially now that he's graduated, just to have a way to look at student view. So Wilson has completed none of his work right now. And some of you are laughing. Anyway, that's how you do it. And so when you go back to the course itself, you'll be able to see the must completes. I don't have any must completes on this one, but I absolutely could. So actually, I haven't done one on a discussion board yet. Why don't we do that real quick? Okay, we want them to view that page. We want them to post a comment or reply on the message board. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean that they made a quality post. And I know that you're already thinking of that student who will just do this to get done. But the beautiful thing about self-paced and the modern classrooms approach, if you are choosing to go that route, is honestly that you can just make them go back and do anything again. And this is a really easy way to track that and to have those conversations. All right, friends, that's about all I've got. Oh, I will point out one more thing. There are no due dates when you do this. So I originally had due dates in here, and as soon as you put in completion rules, the due dates go away. So if I go into Gradebook, you'll notice that there are no due dates here because of that. So it is the thing that you give up when you do completion rules. And but you can also publish and unpublish the folder for the whole unit at some point if you're no longer allowing submissions. So there are a lot of ways to get around it. There are both positives and a few negatives. And if you use this and you love it, I want to hear from you.